But I love the way you tee it up in the title of the chapter because you say, the title of the chapter is What I've Learned from Being an Expert
Mm.
at Only One Thing. And what's beautiful about this is you're like, ooh, great, Randy. What's a really good, how am I going to be like the number one leader, best leader ever? And it's such a simple action because it's walking.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things that you don't know how valuable it is until you actually put it into practice in your life, because the value of walking allows for time, right? It allows you time to just kind of step away from the problem, step away from maybe even a little bit of burnout that we're facing because we've been stuck behind a screen all day long. And maybe we're stuck on creativity or facing a problem, when simply just stepping away can actually help to kind of solve the problem on its own. So I would love for you to share about the
Sure.
benefit and the value of walking as a leader.
Well, yeah, that's one of my favorite chapters too. And it's interesting that that chapter, like so many others, came as a result of a conversation with, in this case, it was one of my mentees. He asked me, just a great question one day. He said, what do you think that you're an expert in? Where's your expertise, is how he put it. And it really got me thinking. He sent me an email, so I didn't have to respond right away. But I thought about Malcolm Gladwell's challenge all those years ago. I can't remember the book, but he challenged us to think that anything that we have 10 hours of applied time and practice in, that we are an expert at that thing. And I really did a sort of a checklist. I said, well, I've been a husband for almost 30 years, a father for 27 years. I've been a businessman for over 30 years. I'm not sure I'm an expert at any of those things. But, with humility, I said, I think the one thing that I've developed expertise in, to your point, is walking. And that may sound kind of funny. And, oh, yeah, where's he going with this? The reason I identify walking is it's because of the fruit that I get out of walking. I have learned how to make the most of that valuable exercise and thinking time. So I think about my family. I think about, my marriage. I think about how to serve my clients better. I think about how to be a better person. I think about a lot of things when I'm walking. I use it for prayer time, reflection. And the fruit that I have gotten over the years from that blows my mind. In fact, you were very kind to hold up 4 of my books. Every single one of those books come from long walks, every one. So I can look at my walking time and show you tangible fruit that I've gotten from that. So I make the point that that's the one thing that I will claim I'm an expert in. But I also turn it around in the chapter and ask you to think about, where do you have 10,000 hours of applied practice? Where have you invested? And if you haven't, where can you start investing time so you can develop a meaningful expertise? And what you come up with may surprise you. It may not be on the list of usual suspects. So for me, the only thing I'll ever claim that I'm pretty good at is walking, and there are probably people that are better at it than me.